All things in our garage. You like this video, hit that like button, hit subscribe, share us far and wide. Our Porsche 928 has a cracked breather tube, front and back. And that screw on the very bottom down there is a mofo to get to. So I can get my light on there, I got it on my head. Anyways, I am gonna take the cross member out and see if I can get it out that way. All right, I got a little bit of music in the background. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna grab one of my Allens, see which one this is. Second choice, it's gonna be a number 9. No, not a 9. Interesting, let's try the 8. Okay, it's an 8. So let's just loosen up this cross brace. So we got, this is like a regulator that goes on here, and I want to be careful. It's like a fuel line. I want to be careful with all this stuff, not mess anything up. Wow, a lot of places to put this stuff.
Here's one side loose. Take this one out. Should give us a little bit of room here. I was going to fabricate a tool to do this. Try.
Kind of decided against it. I've got a ratchet screwdriver right there, and I filed this guy down a little bit. Let me see if I can move this out of the way enough to be able to get my hand down in here. That's a little bit better. Oh, my light sucks. What a absolute pain in the neck. I guess that's going to be a fuel line. Let's take this one out. I know nobody wants to see me do this in slow-mo. Okay, I got in here messing around with this. Could not get this thing loosened up. There's a fuel line in there. So I loosened up the fuel line and tried to get in there, and it was still too tight. So we're going to take this damn thing and go over to the vise, and we're going to take the screw bit that I got, and we're going to file that down even more and grind this thing. I need to take a good, I'd say 1/8 to 1/16 of an inch off of this thing and get it just in there a little bit deeper where I can loosen that screw up. It's a biatch to say the least, and I messed with this with the drum roll tool a bit, used a hand file, did everything I could to get this thing flattened out. Okay, I had to shorten that bit quite a bit. Huh, pun intended. So this is a 90-degree angle screwdriver. I got that sunk in there a little bit now. Hopefully I can get in there and loosen that damn clamp. All right, I shaved that thing down about halfway, and I've got my little ratchet angle screwdriver. Shove it all the way down in there. It gets that deep in, and it's a pain in the ass, but I was able to get that to work. What's ironic is I needed to get in there, just turn that thing one full turn, and once I got it one full turn, I could get my fingers in there, just kind of little by little by little loosen that thing up and get it going. Here you see me dorking around trying to find a bunch of stuff, and what happened was I actually dropped that screw bit, had to go get a magnet to find it, and I grabbed a better light, so I could not see in there for the life of me. But I'm dorking around with it, just got to be patient on stuff. I actually dropped the bit in there and had to go find my magnet puller and get down there and fish around with a magnet puller to get that thing out of there and back on the bit. You got to push all the way down there so it seats. But after a while, I finally got this damn thing out. That is a mofo. That little screw right there, there's no way to get it in or out with a regular screwdriver. So we had to do some fabrication, as you saw. But new breather hose is on. Hopefully we stop the smell of oil. Okay, here I'm just going to grab the cross brace, put the cross brace in place. I realized there's a vacuum line that pulled loose, and I had to go fish around in there to figure out where the connector was. It took me a good 5 minutes to find it, and once I found it, I got that connected on, and then grabbed all my nuts and my number 8 Allen, and got this tightened back on there, put my fuel line back on, got everything back in place, and we're ready to start this thing up and see how she runs. I think I forgot to actually talk about the fact I was going to do that. All right, let's fire this thing up. Make sure she runs. Dump the fuel over. Start to fire or anything. Fired up. confused. I think she's good to go. That's a wrap. Just because I am who I am. Let me get some scissors. Alrighty. Let's see what we got here. Sometimes less is more. So do we want a big blue stripe? Or do we want a little blue stripe? I think maybe a little blue stripe. I think sometimes less is more. Only see it when the lights are up. And just from doing the striping, I had some leftover cutouts. So I'm going to put them to use, just being the guy that I am here. I'm going to throw some blue stripes on my headlights so they're up. I didn't have any white left over, so not a big deal. But we'll just put the blue on the red and call it a day, just because, you know me, why not? I was going to do the Porsche emblem down the side. I decided not to, so this will be the next best thing. Let's take a look at it and see what you think here. All right, for everybody that's saying, what the hell did you just do? Well, I wanted to add just a little bit of blue. I didn't have any white left over, so zoop. How about that? Just because we can, we did. And I got to get the suspension done on this baby and into paint. Look how sexy that car is.
That's a wrap.